Job well done.
What's up? What's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin. Where do all fights start? Round one. Please, for the love of God, allow that to work. Ah, yes, I think that worked. Hold up, check that out. What's up, fight fans? So we're gonna be talking about Naoya Inoue, uh, Japan's own. He is the greatest fighter Japan has ever produced in the history of Japan's boxing. And I want to talk about him tonight because a lot of our guys are not giving us much to talk about at all. Very little. Just a lot of controversy, like Shakur Stevenson and that Shannon Sharp show. I mean, we could talk about that and what I felt about that, and Teofimo Lopez fighting Rolly, and a lot of the fights that are coming up here at ending July. Shit, don't we got the Usyk fight? And then no, no, I'm sorry. Did I say Usyk? Because I'm thinking about him fighting in the other heavyweights, and I'm going too fast. Well, don't we got the Tyson Fury, and then the next day AJ fights? Like Tyson Fury fights on the 24th, I think. Or is it the 25th? And then AJ fights the. I can check that out right now for you. Actually, let me look at this. Hold on. What was it? So July 25th, Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu are fighting in Australia, and that's a PVC pay-per-view prime um card. Since the PVC did the deal with the zone, why didn't that fight get? Was this a done deal already prior to that, or something, or how does that work? Or are they going to shoot it on both networks? Because the PVC is rocking with the zone now. But I think that might be their final fight with Prime that they gave them. Something like that had to be, in there because okay, so AJ does fight the 25th. So Anthony Joshua fights on the zone in the 25th, right? Out there in Saudi Arabia, right? And Tyson Fury fights July 24th. Yeah. So yeah. So, we got that. Who else is fighting in July to close out? Isn't the flyweight champion Shashak um Shakichi? I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, brother. They're fighting in Japan for the WBC light flyweight title. He's gonna be fighting Eric. So that's in Tokyo, July 20th, right? There were other big fights. Brandon Flores is going to be fighting on Pro Box against Jonathan Navarro. They're going to be fighting on Pro Box, and that whole entire Pro Box card just might be a sleeper. Yes, I think that Pro Box card might just be turn out to be a banger of a card. So I think we're gonna stream for that card right there, Pro Box. Pro Box is putting together some cards, guys. You guys all know. You guys know Pro Box. If you're watching boxing, you're watching my channel. You guys know some of the best channels to watch boxing on. Pro Box is one of them, and they have definitely produced their fair share of great fights. By all means. Um, and checking up the roster too, Alberto Puello is also fighting. That's right. Alberto Puello is also fighting. Hamza Shari, Hamza Shara, he's also fighting. Um, David Pacheco is fighting as well in July. He's fighting July 18th, David Pacheco. So, let me look, let me scour through this. I'm just naming out fights that I know to close out July. Just July. For me, that Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu hard fight, um, it's one of the most interesting because you know, I'm really up to see how Errol Spence Jr. fares with Tim Tszyu. Yo, you seen the trash talking? when they were sitting side by side, Errol told him, "You want to spar right now? We can spar today." Homeboy's telling him, homeboy's trying to tell him like to get in between. Y'all ain't gonna get paid for that. Errol like, fuck the money. Like, yo, Errol's basically like, what you mean? It's only sparring. And homeboy's like telling him, no, 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 no. You're actually gonna get paid for actually fighting, not sparring. Don't go sparring against each other. And Errol was dead serious. In a way, he would test himself against Tim Tszyu right then and there. Tim Tszyu was stupid enough to go in there and try to spar him. As you can see, Tim Tszyu was sporting his own trophy in the interview. So you can see that Tim Tszyu is sparring hard. He's in there fucking banging it out. So those are some of the big fights that I'm waiting to see. And until then, Naoya the Monster, Naoya Inoue, the Monster, Japan's best and biggest star. Um, he's anxiously anticipating a matchup between, you guessed it, the one and only Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez. Now, they had released an article, and here, I'll even put it up for you. I'll put up the article where they were talking about, the potential matchup between Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez and Naoya Inoue because, after Naoya Inoue beat Junto like that, I think that a lot of people felt like, what's next for the Japanese superstar? And in fact, this is one of the articles right here that was put out right here. Let me see if I can actually, in fact, blow it up for you guys a little bit more, because I know that's probably gonna be real small on you guys' screen, right? So let me about that. That's good right there. And we'll read it from the top right here. It says Naoya Inoue's next target fight is a blockbuster mega bout against Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez, and which is in the works for February 2027. Promoters and Naoya's camp are look. They're currently finalizing the agreement for. You see how it says it right there. Finalize the agreement. So it doesn't really. I was just I'm getting ahead of myself too while I'm reading. It doesn't mean that everything is sketched in stone. It means that they're working over last minute negotiations for Jesse Bam Rodriguez, but that's the guy they want. Naoya Inoue doesn't want any easy fights. He's not looking, well, whoever, and I mean whoever you guys deem worthy, then that's the guy he wants to fight. Talk about a champion. Rodriguez is rumored to take an interim bout. Camp is mapping out the Bam Rodriguez fight as the Japan's icon next mega assignment for the breakdown and what makes this. Yeah, look, that's what they're targeting right there. That's what they're targeting. They want Jesse Bam Rodriguez to fight Naoya Inoue, and to tell you guys the truth, it would be a great opportune time for Naoya Inoue to take that fight. I actually don't think that Jesse Bam Rodriguez is ready for this fight against Naoya Inoue. Not like this. Not like this. Not stay with me now. Don't get turned off and start saying round one crazy, Bam. What you saying? Bam ain't ready for Naoya Inoue. He can't fight him. No, that's not what I said. It's not what I said. What I said was, what I'm trying to say is that Jesse Bam Rodriguez, if you rush him in there to fight Naoya Inoue when he hasn't even fought anyone at 122, you got to admit he had problems at 118. That Vargas kid gave him problems. How many times had that Vargas dude been dropped in his fights? You got to admit this, guys. Okay, now Jesse Bam Rodriguez, look, it's not the fact. that he didn't just go out there and starch the guy. Okay, every boxer believes in himself, and with enough preparation and stuff, these boxers are smart. They know how to survive. They know some boxers can deal with power, footwork, speed. Everybody got their own little thing. No, that was not the case. Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez is way more talented, way more skillful than that Vargas dude. If you put that Vargas dude, the same guy, and you bring him down a weight division, you put him in 115 against Jesse Bam Rodriguez, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, the real Jesse Bam Rodriguez, will charge him earlier and faster than he did in the fight at 118. Tell me I'm tripping. Bro, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, if that guy was to come down to his real weight, that dude wouldn't last with Jesse Bam Rodriguez the way he did. Now, the problem with this whole entire scenario is I got to ask myself one question, just one question. Hey, round one, what's up? What would Naoya Inoue do against that dude Vargas? He doesn't make it out of one round. No, he doesn't. That dude Vargas is no Alan David Picasso, no MJ. He ain't no Junto by far. He can't survive like that against. He doesn't have the tools. He was there to be hit. On top of that, Vargas got his fair share of punches, and on the miraculously skillful Bam Bam Rodriguez. Bro, Vargas, I don't know if you're hearing me. I'm not taking shots at you. I'm telling you right now, you don't touch the real Vargas at the real Vargas. You don't touch the real Bam Bam Rodriguez at 115. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You don't fuck with that man at 115 because Bam's flowing. He's in his element. He's in his weight. Some of these boxers get maxed out. Not all of them can transition and perform good. For case in point right now, we're about to get our answer with Rolly and Tio, ain't we? What are you talking about, round one? Follow me. When Tio came up from 130 to 135, he lost his power. Tio completely lost his power, not knocking anybody out. There's a small part of me that believes Tio's going to go to 147 and he's going to crack even harder. I've seen this weird thing happen in boxing before. This is not the first time I saw a guy that was knocking people out move up one weight division, the knockout stopped, moved up another weight division, and the knockout started back up. It's not the first time I've ever, it's rare, yes. It's not something you see every day. No, and then sometimes when boxers do it, we overlook it. Like, oh shit, he's back. He's knocking people out. And we don't even realize what just occurred. It happens. You know, guys can go up and be in that funny weight division, and then it doesn't seem like they're cracking. And they just move up one more weight, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, and they knocking dudes out. I have a feeling, a gut feeling, that Tio's gonna stop Rolly. He's gonna stop him for more ways than one. One, my honest opinion, my honest boxing IQ, and what I can see, my boxing eye. Rolly's style caters right into Tio's style like a glove, bro. Like a glove. I try to tell my boy Frontline, my co-host, he like Rolly gonna start Tio. And I'm trying to tell him, I'm like, yo, listen, what you're seeing out of Rolly right now, it's good that you're seeing a better version of Rolly. You see, he's taking boxing more serious and he's actually getting better. But shit, that was Tio 10 years ago. What Rolly is now, that was Tio 10 years ago. Fuck out of here, bro. It's great for him that he's doing good. It's awesome for him that he's looking better. It looks like he's punching with more conviction. He's got more balance. He's not overextending in his punches as much. Rolly, great for you. Hey, but brother, Bill's been doing that and beating guys like you for a very long time. A very long time. Leo knows how to fight pressure fighters. He became Teofimo Lopez all fighting pressure fighters. Rolly's style caters right to Teo. You see what I'm saying? So, like, when we think about Naoya Inoue, and I'm thinking about Bam Bam Rodriguez, I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, is this shit true? Is Bam Yo, Robert Garcia, I know y'all don't fucking click like my videos and shit, but I know you guys are watching. I know you guys are watching. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Robert Garcia, oye, no seas pendejo, papi. No te echa el gallo. No lo eche. It's a japonés, papi. Yo, y'all seen the Naoya Inoue book? It's up on the wall. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that? You got to be in Japan in order to get that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Mark and his wife. I think his wife was with him or something, right? And they got the book out of Japan. I'll tell you the story later. Yo, you see the other one right there, right? That's the poster for the event. You had to be there to have that poster. How do you got it? Man, it means that I was there. If one of the Round One Sports Talk guys was there, we were all there. You know what I'm saying? That's what we roll. Shout out to Mark and his wife for making out of Japan in that little small boat, smuggling the book out of the country. And then, you know what I'm saying? They were aborted on another boat by pirate samurai ninjas. Yeah, I said it. Pirate samurai ninjas. Bro, it's one thing to to get boarded by pirates. Samurai ninja pirates? Even deadlier. Well, I just want to let you know that when Mark got in the raft and finally made it to the boat, when his wife was on the boat with all the pirates and the samurais and the ninjas, when Mark made it to the boat, they were all taken care of. Mark wasn't actually on that boat. That was actually his wife that did that. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? You're the real one. Yo, and they got me the poster and the book. Listen, pretty big thing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to you, Mark. But like I was saying, look, Robert Garcia, don't do it right now like this, not like this. Give your boy a good chance. You know you got something in Bam Bam Rodriguez. You know that's life changing money fighting Naoya Inoue. I fucking get it, Robert. Robert, man, it's worth the risk. I get it. You know, you think about that big score, right? Sometimes some scores are worth the stretch. I get it. I get it. Serious, real talk. I really get that shit. And I'm telling you, man, sometimes you gotta walk away. But now, come back and relive it. Relook at the heist. Relook at the job. Think it over. Give yourself the best opportunity to take this score down. You get me? Don't let these guys just talk you into it's a bag. No, it's much more than a bag. At this point, it's Mexico versus Japan, Papi. We competing. Number one. Number two, there's 4 belts on the line. That's facts, Jack. You're undefeated fighter. Oh, that's also on the line. Give Bam Rodriguez the best shot. Don't just say, don't let them push you into a corner where that you say, wow, man, that's a lot of money, man. We can't walk away from this. It's worth the risk. They got you right there. I got you. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Robert Garcia. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. You put Bam Rodriguez in there with that Japanese dude, you guys know you're gonna lose. There's no way you're gonna walk out of Japan with all four of those belts and the money and your boy intact. It's not happening. You're not beating Naoya Inoue in a decision at Japan at this point. He's loved too much. I know them dudes want to be fair. Japan's probably one of the fairest places on earth to fight. Say the truth, right? And they've been fair for the most part. Shit. They didn't steal, they didn't rob my Puerto Rican brother out there. Nope. They gave a lot of fighters. The Mexican dude that went out there and beat that I forgot his name right now, it's slipping in out my head. You know who I'm talking about. So it's cool, but at this point, bro, he's a fucking hero. You can't rely on going to a decision. You no. Let's just keep it funky, bro. You're not gonna beat him in a close fight. I don't give a fuck what you say, Robert. Robert, in order for Bam to beat Naoya Inoue, he's got to be on his A game. He's got to be. You fucking around with Naoya Inoue, Robert, and you know it like I know it. He's the best there is right now. Respectfully, because of Americans and you're in America, we try to bring up our American fighters between me and you, and we say Terrence Crawford, and we'll say this and we'll say that, Robert. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes shit, we'll even say fucking Saul for Latin's sake. But if I was just talking to you and you was just talking to me, Robert, you know it, hands down. That Japanese dude is the best boxer in the fucking planet, bro. Any boxer can be beat. Yes. Yes. You must think that your fighter is the best. Always. Yes. But we ain't talking about that. No opinions here, Rob. Naoya Inoue is the best fighter in the world, and you know it, and I know it. Bam Rodriguez is second close. There's one or two fighters that are around him. The problem is they already lost. And it's hard to argue when your guy is still undefeated. So why even bring them up? Because Junto is still up there, bro. He's still up there as a great fighter, bro. That Junto dude ain't no joke. There's a couple other fighters, smaller fighters, that people don't talk up. But skill wise, bro, Oscar Collazo is a very skilled fighter, bro. Skill wise, you got a good one in Bam, man, but don't cheat him. Don't let them back you in a corner for money. Please. I'd rather see a better competitive fight. I get it. I'd rather see a better competitive fight. And I think if you wait, you'll still get the money. You might get more. You know what I'm saying? There's no version of this where, okay, there's no version of this where Bam Rodriguez can jump up and get a belt and fight Naoya Inoue. Okay, because he has all the belts. So there's no version of that. We all threw around the possibility of him fighting Takuma Inoue, Bam Rodriguez. We all hinted around to that. I think Takuma Inoue got ordered to fight that other Japanese dude. So he's gonna be fighting him again. But that's a rematch, right? So so Takuma's gonna be tied up a little. I get it. But you gotta give Bam something else. You gotta give Bam something else because um I think that weight jump really affected Bam, bro. Look, look, Robert. Let me tell you something. It took Naoya Inoue 7 fights to make his second weight jump. It took him 8 fights to make the third one, and he's been in his fourth weight division. This is his ninth fight. Why you think the Japone dude, the Japan dude, is fighting so many fights and rocking the divisions? He's not coming into a division fighting one time, getting a belt, and jumping to the next division. That's not what he's been doing of late. The last two divisions he's in and the one he's currently in, he got all the belts, then moved up. But he didn't get all the belts, moved up. He fought in the division 8 times, Robert. How many fights does Jesse Bam Rodriguez got at 118? One. And with one fight, you want to move him up another weight division to fight this Japanese dude, possibly the best fighter in the world? It doesn't even make sense. You would be selling Bam Bam Rodriguez's by that point, Robert. Because I would feel he fucking got pressured and took the fight. Because there was nothing else. But Bam Rodriguez got to look at it like this. There is something else. There's a potential of being victorious if you do it the right way. Naoya Inoue doesn't look like he's moving from 122. Has he left? Has he given you any impression he's ready to go up to 126? No. If they can't get Jesse Bam Rodriguez, Naoya Inoue took a little time off. He's going to defend them belts again for a record breaking 10 times. Will it be 10 by then? Is it 8? His last 9? It would be 9 times. He's going to defend them belts for the ninth. And on the 10th one, you can possibly fight him. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, if you ask me, to tell you the truth, Naoya Inoue is too far ahead of you. He's actually too far right now. But if you want to take a risk, you got the skills, Jesse Bam. If anybody can take the risk, it's 100% that Mexican dude. Yeah, it is. Jesse's nice. He's nice. Um, See, I don't doubt Jesse, man. I just want the fight to be on the up and up. Not sure if we're gonna get it on the up and up. We'll get it, you know, semi, I guess, fair, but I don't think it'll be on the up and up. I always think that Jesse Bam Rodriguez will be slightly giving something up. But we've seen in boxing where the lower weight guy moves up one weight division and just arches the guy up there. We've seen that. Okay, we've seen that lately. We saw fucking David the Monster Benavidez jump up 25 pounds and just dog walk Zuldo. I'm not saying that Naoya Inoue is Zuldo, right? He ain't no motherfucking Zuldo. I tell you that much. But that's why it makes it this tough. Because when we see this other shit, right? We see the guy from the smaller weight division jump up. We saw Hamza just dog walk Edgar Berlanga like he was in the division. Edgar was the one moving up. It looked like that, didn't it? Okay. The problem is, like I said, Edgar Berlanga is no Naoya Inoue. You're not moving up fighting a regular fighter. If we were in that situation, Bam Rodriguez, I would have nothing to say. Bam, whoop his ass. That's the only thing I would say. Because I would believe in Bam's skills against any other fighter. Because Bam is that good. Where I'm like, wait, yeah, Bam will whoop basically anybody's ass, north or south of the equator of the division that he's in. Yeah, I would believe, but we're not talking about a regular fighter. We're talking about this beast, the monster, bro. Japan's yo, he is the real deal. They try to call him a hype job, hand wraps, steroid allegations. Like I've always told you guys, you'll notice that happens to the best fighters in the world. Why? If you can't beat him in the ring, destroy his character. Attack who he is. Because you can't beat him in the ring. You're not going to be able to beat him in the ring. So what you want to do is make up fake stories about the man. That's been in the history for we've watched president after president on president debates attack each other since I've been alive. Presidents take out dirt on another president and they air it out. This guy right here was taking taxpayer money and he was right, right? They smear a person's name every time. You cannot beat them in their element. You couldn't out talk Barack Obama because he was too cavalier. You know what I'm saying? Like he was too smooth with it. And they hate it when he talked. So what do? They attacked his character. Because you're not gonna beat him in his element. That it happens in everything in life. No matter who you are, we call it hating in the hood. That motherfucker hating on me, right? We call it hating. In boxing, they call it trolling. But it's the same thing. You're gonna hear all these things about Naoya Inoue, and not one of them is remotely true. Oh, he punches because hard because he has hand loaded hand wraps and winning boxing gloves. And he complained about the steroid testing that is too much, too frequent. None of these shits was true. Not one of them. They all got debunked. Every one of them. Okay. Winning boxing gloves. What fight they debunked that in? Nonito Donati said, if I had not had winning boxing gloves, I would have knocked him out. They took him out of the winning boxing gloves, gave him horsehair gloves. When he had the winning boxing gloves on, the fight went 12 rounds. They put horsehair Reyes gloves on him. The fight went basically 1 round. He knocked him out in the second, but I'm telling you, if there was 10 more seconds in that first round, he don't make it out that first round. So they debunked the winning boxing gloves theory. The hand rack, the hand wrap gate. They debunked that one too. Stephen Kubo Fulton went to Japan to fight Naoya Inoue, the American star. 2 belts, undefeated. They said you're putting tape on skin. Naoya Inoue invited them in, told them, how would you like me to have them wrap my hands? They wrapped their hands. Stephen Kubo Fulton's coach said, now that's how you wrap your hands. Fight like that. He knocked out Scooter in the 8th round. Debunked. He still got knockout power. No loaded hand wraps. No winning boxing gloves. And then the steroid testing thing. Oh, they got their own testing things in Japan. Well, WADA, that's worldwide. It doesn't matter if you test in Japan with this drug or this, if it's on a VADA or WADA ban list, then it's on a ban list. Yo, these people make shit up, and I wonder if they even think about what they say when they're saying it. What do you think that you could take a drug in Japan that you can't take in the U.S.? That's not because in Japan the VADA is a Japan system that accepts different. Bro, is that what you're gonna convince yourself? VADA's testing is worldwide, global. Olympic sport athletes, whoever hires them, test their athletes. It is the same, bro. And so that theory, the steroid testing, got thrown out the window with Naoya Inoue. Every test, negative, 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 negative. Bro, it's just all the lies about the man. Then it's loaded hand wraps, the gloves. But when he doesn't knock nobody out, he was a fraud. Wait a minute, I thought you said he can knock anybody out because he's cheating. Apparently not. He's real. He's a human. He doesn't knock out everybody he fights. He's not super Naoya in a way. He's just a human. And people can survive against him. Oh shit, go figure. It's just if you can't beat him in the ring, that's what they aim to do. That's why Floyd Mayweather was the one that started that whole steroid thing. Why? You guys saw my videos. I got receipts. The day Mayweather made that video, I was disgusted and I got on the next day and I was like, yo, Mayweather, you're on my wall for a reason because you're a legend. You're not on my wall because I obviously, yes, I like you. I'm not going to lie. You're like one of my favorite fighters, Mayweather, or if not one of the top ones, right? Okay. So, yes, but also because you're a legend. For everything you did, you paved the way for Naoya Inoue to be the boxer he is today, Floyd. Without you, boxers like you and other men and women just like you, Floyd, that kept the torch alive, Naoya Inoue would never be discovered. Boxing wouldn't be shit. Had it not been for men like you, Ali, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, I got a lot of pictures of a lot of fighters around my room. Some of the greats. So when Floyd Mayweather came out and said, Naoya Inoue, you know, the Japan guy, the testing out there, he knew what he was doing. Floyd Mayweather. He started all that shit because Floyd knows that his voice in the American public is strong. No matter how you view Floyd, all the fucking allegations of him being broke and money this and money scandals and them taking his car, Manny Pacquiao taking his boxing gym, all this shit about Floyd. None of that shit fucking matters. I wasn't a fan of Floyd because he had a Bugatti or a shiny watch. Fuck about that. I don't care about nothing that happens with him and his money problems. Brother, that's your problem. I'm not a fan because of that. I'm a fan because of the sweet science and what the fuck you did in the ring, Floyd. You were a master at what you did, and I understand it. I understand from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Floyd, you had to change your styles because of your problems with your hands and the surgeries you had. You completely had to rewrite your entire style. Because if you don't know this, Floyd Mayweather, when he was Pretty Boy, he was a monster, just like Naoya Inoue. He was knocking everybody out like a savage. And they say Floyd can crack. That was one thing they said about Floyd. Floyd can punch. He had power. Floyd was no bitch when it came to power, but he punched too hard. He would break his hands after every fight. Floyd Mayweather. So he kept getting. Where did he go to get the surgery to correct his hands when he came back and fought Marquez, Juan Marquez, off a 2 year layoff? What country did Floyd Mayweather? This is a trivia, boxing trivia. If anybody can guess this, what country did Floyd go to do the surgery for his hands? I'm gonna tell you, Japan. He went to Japan. It's a well-known documented fact. He went to Japan and Floyd had that surgery on both his hands. When he came back and he fought Juan Marquez, that's when the new Floyd era started. That real evasive, because he didn't believe in his hands. He didn't want to break them. He just paid all that money. He had mad therapy shit. So I get it. When Floyd was Floyd, that's why I watched him. He was that nice. And when a man like that speaks up against a man like this, is because Floyd is trying to protect the integrity of American boxing. They're not the best. We are. Forget about what he's doing. He's on steroids. Look at us. Floyd is a competitor through and through. Floyd will give respect to all nation boxers. He's done it. He's given respect to Mexicans. Whatever opponents Floyd faces, he's always given respect to that other guy. When Floyd retired, that kind of respect level is off the table. It's US all the way. Floyd brought Tank up, a lot of US. He just couldn't keep his lifestyle together. But had Floyd been a good promoter and he would have stood with those fighters, bro, the brothers was flocking just to Floyd, just his name. Richard Hitchens, all them dudes was going. Remember, they had to get away from him. Tank, Tank Davis, Camille Moulton, bro. It's like walking in a basketball gym and you got the janitor to pick from a head coach or Michael Jordan. Who are you picking? You want Bob the janitor? Who did play high school basketball. He's got a high school basketball championship underneath his belt, and according to his wife, he's a big thing. You want that guy coaching you, or you want the legend, Michael Jordan? It's kind of like walking into boxing, and all the promoters are over here, and there's Floyd. That's actually Floyd Mayweather, and you're a promoter, and you want me to box for you. Bob the janitor, what you got? It was all one Floyd. If Floyd was better with his management, if he was a better promoter, if his heart was still in to really trying to lock down these fights for these kids, Floyd would have been bigger than Al Heyman. Al Heyman could have passed the torch, and I think he was looking for, but Floyd, he didn't know how to leave that lifestyle. He just couldn't leave it alone. The bling bling, the women, the cars, the vacations, the splurging, it interfered with his whole life. And although Floyd was, Floyd's life is boxing. I know that for a fact. There's just too many distractions. And Floyd never took those kids anywhere, including Camille Moten, including Tank Davis. Because if it was up to Floyd, Tank Davis's career would be even more in shambles. The only reason why Tank Davis is where he's at is because he got away with from Floyd. The only reason why Richard Hitchens is where he's at is because he got away from Floyd. The majority of the fighters, and Camille Moten, if he does not get away from Floyd, Camille Moten will go down as one of the greatest talents, I, prospects, young talents I've ever seen come up. I think he was further along than Dula Mason. I think he was further along than Keyshawn Davis. I think he was further along than in the age group when he was coming up. He was Camille Moten was further and better than all of them, hands down. And if Camille Moten would have stood and lived a boxer's life and got the fights all in between, I don't think none of these dudes fuck with him. I don't think. I'll keep it funky. I'm about to say it. I'm about to say it. Bruce Karen, you better thank God Camille Moten did not come up right. I think he beat you to that belt. From the day Camille Moten started his career, where Bruce Karen was at, in that moment in time, give Camille Moten a better start and go. He beats him to that belt. Bruce Karen is a champion because Camille Moten never became. Just I'll leave it like that. He never became. Camille Moten, bro. I know talent when I see it. I know special fighters when I see them. I know Camille, he was young, he can get hit. He's been hit in fights. But overall, man, listen, he was further along. He knew more shit than Abdullah Mason at his age. And he looked better than Abdullah Mason. He looked better than Keyshawn Davis. He looked better than all of them. I'm even daring to say that at his age, when Xander was his age, he looked better than Xander. He had a better punch selection at his age. And you put back Xander's clock up, and you put Xander the same exact age as Camille Moulton. He was further along than Xander at his age. Camille Moulton at 16, boy, that boy looked like a fucking. He looked like he was fighting. He'd been fighting for already 5, 6 years in the pros. He was doing shit on day one. Um, Floyd was right. He might have had a chance against fucking Lee Woods. Against Lee Woods, he might have had a chance on day one against Lee Woods. Yeah, yeah. Vermeil was. It just looks like I don't know, man. I think he needs to get away from Floyd, bro. Vermeil still got time. Just maybe he could turn this shit around. This all these little fucking situations he's in. Maybe he could turn it around, man, and still make something of his name, make his family proud. See, Floyd did that. He took his name from obscurity and made it proud. I mean, not really. Eh. Roger Mayweather was a two-division world champion, so they already had that. I mean, because of Roger, the name was there, but it wasn't Floyd Mayweather name. Now was it? No. And now, you know, give Camille Moulton and fighters like that an opportunity to make their own name, make their own family proud. It just doesn't seem like that's happening. I what can anybody tell me when's Camille Moulton's next fight, or if he's still allowed to fight? Ah, man, I expected a lot from this kid. I still do. He's still a young man. Still got a whole bunch of time left in front of him. Let's see what happens. But this fight game is very, very unforgiving. You got fighters like Keith Cologne, 10-0, 10 knockouts. A lot of guys don't want to fight him right now, because and guys with 10 fights, they're being molded through the system right now. None of them really want to take a loss early in their career, but you're gonna have to push yourselves. And when you got a monster like Keith Cologne, that young man right there, man. Uh, does he have power? 10 knockouts, 10 fights. You tell me. You tell me if he has power. You know, and his place punchment, his footwork is good. Everything can get sharper and it's going to get better as he transitions. They just got to bring him along right. Um, I think that fighters like Keith Cologne, though, they're going to put themselves in funky situations. Yes, they are. You're going to get to the point where you're going to be this high risk, low reward fight. And guys are not going to want to fight you. Then what's going to happen is you're going to be good, but no one's going to know how good, truly good you really are, right? I think that Keith Cologne is going to get pushed in a situation where a champion's going to call him out and he's going to do like an Edgar Berlanga jump. Like Edgar Berlanga, he went from fighting fucking some dude in an auditorium shit, right? To fighting Saul Canelo Alvarez. That's what they speed tracked Edgar Berlanga. Then people were like, "Oh, I got his ass whoop." No, we all knew what this was. Mexico was looking for a knockout, and the best way to do it is against the Latin country, Puerto Rico. Mexico, Puerto Rico boxing, that shit is rich. You had your story right there. Canelo knock out this Puerto Rican fighter that had 16 knockouts in the first round. We're going to dress him up. You go in there and knock him out with all his tattoos, you're going to look too. But what happened? When the Puerto Ricans took a moral victory and they were like, nah, 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 Mexico, you couldn't knock us up. That's what that fight was entirely about. Then the rest of the boxing world was scratching their head. The Americans, the Brits, fuck is Edgar getting a parade for? Because morally, the Latins had entered the fight. If you can't knock out Edgar Berlanga, Saul, you need to be able to knock this dude out, and he couldn't do it. Edgar got up and was like, and he was fighting Saul, but we we actually got the win that night, Puerto Rico, because we was behind the eight ball. We was set up. We knew we was sending Edgar in the house, and they was gonna shoot him in the back of the head. Somehow, Edgar Berlanga walked out the house. Fuck. You weren't supposed to let that man walk out that house. We knew it. We knew it. He was your best Mexican fighter against what? Puerto Rico's what? What was Edgar Berlanga at the time? Puerto Rico's what? 100th best fighter? And y'all, so that's what that shit means. So, like, that's why the rest of the boxing world, the countries that weren't Latin, they didn't get it. They're like, what the fuck is this? Right? Because some nights are set up for you for the next fight. When this fight was catered to you for the next one, that's what I think they're gonna do to Keith Cologne, unfortunately. And then Keith Cologne is gonna have to be that special fighter that takes the fight and shows the world this is all I've been waiting for. For you to give me an opportunity to show you guys I'm not bullshitting. And I think he's gonna have to get it out the mud. We've been seeing where like fighters jumping up in weight and look, okay, I can't use Jerron Boutenis because he technically already had a fight at 154. It's not like he moved up and fought Xander right away. No. Technically, he did have a fight. It only lasted half a round, but he did have a fight. And he trained and sparred with guys at that weight to get prepared at that weight to fight Xander. And he made it look pretty easy against Xander. So Puerto Rico lost that one. You know what I'm saying? We was down bad right there. But Xander did good. He did good. You know what I'm saying? The young man did good. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Fighters like Keith Cologne, Tiger Johnson, um, a couple of the names are like evading me right now, but those kind of fighters are putting themselves in situations where the number one, the number two, the number four, the number five guy will not fight you. They're not going to fight you. They don't want to lose their place in line to you. What's going to end up happening is the champ is going to get like a voluntary, he gets to pick from the number 1 to the 15. Am I right? And that's how I think Tiger Johnson, Steve Cologne, fighters like that are going to get their shots, but they're going to be semi-rushed to the title shot. That way they can beat that fighter semi-green still in the pros. We got names for these. They come up, they're prospects, and they become contenders. And you can become a champion, right? So he'll be like a semi prospect, low on the contender end, and that's when they'll attack him. Because I think right now, if Devin Haney was to fight Tiger Johnson, he beats Tiger Johnson now. Right now, yes, he beats Tiger Johnson. I think the fight goes 12-round decision. Go figure, right? Yes, it goes 12 rounds, but Devin will beat Tiger Johnson right now. But you give Tiger Johnson a few more fights. Give him a few more fights. Let me see how he develops just a little bit better, a little more. Let me see his punching angles, and his measure, he starts to get even more comfortable in fights at this weight at 147 because he's starting to crack already. You've seen that, right? Tiger's last weight division, he wasn't punching all that hard. He moved up one, and now he's cracking. Like I was bringing the point up with Tio. Like I was bringing the point up with Tio. I keep talking, and I'll keep running into situations. Tiger Johnson did exactly that. Exactly that. It's rare when it happens, but I was trying to tell Frontline, yo, that shit be happening. I be seeing dudes skip a division where they're not punching. They were punching. Go to this one, power goes away. Moves up a next one. Boom, power's there. I don't know why. It happens to some fighters, not a lot. Once sometimes if you don't get your power, it really doesn't come back for a lot of us. No, it doesn't. But there's those rare occasions where I've seen this. I've actually witnessed this. I think Najee Lopez too. He started going up and then boom, boom, boom. He started getting heavy on them punches. I'm not sure if the one before that he wasn't cracking. That I would have to look up. Shit like that. But it's just like I've seen it once or twice, but I've seen it happen. That's what I'm thinking about Teal. All of a sudden, man, I just have a feeling my spider boxing senses are telling me Teal's gonna display some good punching power against Rolly. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong about this. All of a sudden, Teal goes up there, punches Rolly. Rolly looks at him like, "Ah, steal the fuck out." Yo, that would be crazy for me. If Rolly fucking knocks out Tio, holy shit balls. Yo, you can't deny Rolly after that. Rolly's been in the ring with the who's who's. Once Rolly gets in the ring with Tio, win, lose, or draw, you better take a look at Rolly's record and look at the names on his record. He's got Tank Davis. He's got Ryan Garcia. He's about to have Tio. He's got Esau Pitbull Cruz. Yo, that record is looking. He might not have all the wins in the right places. You don't got a W with Tank. You don't got a W with Esau Cruz. Okay, but you got a good W with that Ryan kid, right? He's a star. You got to give him that W. He's a two-division world champion. And hypothetically, go get your panties in a bunch. And if he knocks out Tio, y'all can't call Tio Ryan. I mean, y'all can't call Rolly a fucking crayon eater no more. Two Tone be calling him a crayon eater and shit. That's fucked up. Y'all gonna have to take Rolly serious. That record is looking hella good right now. Rolly's record, shit. That record looking better than some people's champions records. So I don't know, man. That'll be fucking bananas. I'll lose my mind. Rolly knocks out Teal. They go 12-round decision, then okay. I won't be surprised at that. Whoever wins, if they make it to the 12th round. Like I said, I got Teal in the fight. I think Teal's gonna stop him. That's what I'm saying. Uh if it made it to the 12th round, okay. That wouldn't shock me. But if Ryan beats Teal anyway, decision or knockout, that's gonna be surprising. The knockout will be shocking. The decision will be surprising for me. I don't think Ryan Rolly should beat Teal. Not in this point in Teal's career. Teal's not old. He's not. He's already. And then he got in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. Teal. Unless you're moving like Shakur, he's recorded that his last fight. I don't know, man. I think that Rolly tracks hard. But I also think that Teofimo Lopez and Rolly have sparred a lot. against each other. They used to be boys. I think they still are boys. They're just taking the fight against each other. Um, I think they know each other a little bit too well. Although Rolly's not the same fighter he once was. He's not as clumsy. He doesn't make those stupid boxing decisions like running into Tank Davis' check hook. He just walked right into that, didn't he? You know what I mean? So, um, I don't think Rolly's gonna make those kind of mistakes, but Teal's gonna pick him apart. And by the fourth, fifth round, sixth round, he's gonna have him softened up. Rolly. He's gonna put him away 7, 8, 9. Shit, maybe even in the six. Um, I just think that Teal's smart enough to drag Rolly into gunfights he doesn't belong in. Uh, keys to victory for both men. If I was to break down a fight like that too, Rolly, he's gonna have to work off that stiff jab, and he's gonna have to make it ugly. He's gonna have to blitz Tio a little. Um, Tio can get got to, but Tio's gonna use. He's gonna fight off the back foot, and he's gonna use the pull counter system. That's where Tio has made himself, Teofimo Lopez, except the Loma fight. The Loma fight, he took it to him. He took it to him, and he didn't let Loma spin him. He didn't let Loma put the foot on the outside to spin Tio. So in the Loma fight, he fought a bit different. But in this fight right here, that's how Tio's going to fight. I can see it already. He's going to sit back on the back foot. He's going to throw jabs. He's going to walk in with his step and jab. He's going to try to get Rolly to bite. Rolly's going to come in with his jab. Tio's going to rock back, and he's going to get him in the exchanges. The majority of the fight is going to be played out like that. And Rolly, since he's a forward guy, Rolly's, he's going to be a forward guy. Eventually, you can fuck with Rolly's mind. If he's not having success going like that with the jab or just snapping it, and Tio's like starting to do shit in front of him, Rolly's going to jump out of character and he's going to blitz Tio, and that's going to be his downfall. That's going to be his downfall. Rolly's going to divert at some point in the fight back to his old ways. He's getting better as a fighter, but Rolly has a lot of fighting to do to get where Tio's at. He's got a lot of fighting to do. I don't see how Rolly beats Tio. Tio's not a bum, guys. Yeah, he lost some fights here and there, and he lost that questionable fight against George Camboza. But I'm telling you right now, you put George Camboza and Teofimo Lopez in the ring 10 times, Teofimo Lopez wins 9. George is going to win that one fight. He did. And he did. That was a fucking miracle, grand slam, fucking performance. When Peel couldn't snap out of his own fucking ego. We all saw it. Peel still dropped him in the fight, too. But still, nevertheless, you know how that is. You got like fighters like Jesse Bam Rodriguez gonna fight Naoya Inoue. And Jesse Bam Rodriguez he's kind of in this similar situation where the fad in boxing's been of late. Dudes jumping up divisions, fighting other guys and winning. When you see Jerron Putinez jump up to fight Xander, Xander was revered as the bigger fighter and everything, and the weight jump and this and that. And the way that Jerron Putinez handled him, the way that Hamza Shari handled Edgar Berlanga, the way that, you know, a lot of these guys are making these weight. Terrence Crawford handled Saul Canelo Alvarez. Then you're watching this and you're saying to yourself, "Oh, didn't Oscar Collazo just sign to fight Ricardo Sandoval there? And he's jumping up 2 weight classes. You see, you guys don't see the fucking trend that's going, and these boxes are being forced. to fight the bigger names. Because in each weight division in boxing, there's only three names, two names, maybe. What division right now has four names in boxing? What division currently right now has four big names? Let's play the tape out, guys. Reality time for boxing. For the casuals that come in that think, well, then he should be fighting him. Why don't he go up? Because the reason why they're going up, there's not enough stars in each division. The most stars in one division is 154. That's got to be the best division in all of boxing right now. How many stars are in 160? How many stars are in 168? What, one star at 168? Saul? Who else is at 168 right now? David left. Terrence Crawford is no longer there. He's retired. 168. Who's in 168 now? I'll wait. Shit, we can start it from the bottom. 105. How many stars? None. How many? 108. 115. 118. Dan Rodriguez. Naoya Inoue's kid brother? No, I don't think so. Just because he's his brother, no star. Who? Junto at 122 with Naoya Inoue? How many stars are left at 122? How many stars are there at 126? 130, 135, 140, 147. Come on, guys. Where are all the stars at 140? Who are they? Can you name me all the champions at 135 right now? How about 130 champions? There's not enough stars. Deshaun Davis is running through divisions because these guys are just not fighting each other. And then the stars that need to evolve, they're waiting on these guys. I don't know, man. And so now our boxers are left with trying to do this shit that Jesse Bam Rodriguez is about to sign up for. Jumping two weight divisions, bro, to fight Naoya Inoue. Technically, it'll be one, but come on, guys, man. One fight at 118. Man, he's jumping. He's a 115 pounder, man. Tell the truth. That's two weight division jump for Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Stop it. And it seems like he has no choice. He could have fought Junto, another risky fight, and he has no belts. Might as well fight Naoya Inoue if you're gonna fight fucking Junto, right? Well, I get four belts and more money if I fight you, or high risk and low reward if I fight. I'm gonna fight you. See what I'm saying? And it's just like these guys are all doing it. And I think some of these guys have fucked up their careers by trying to do such a thing. What happens when everything goes wrong and you move up and you get starched? What happens when boxing fucking wakes you up? So I don't think that, paper stats. I have Rondo over Tio. Oh shit. Really? What up, baby? George Camboza was a one-hit wonder. Yeah, he was. He was a one-hit wonder, baby. And that one time he fucking pulled it off against Tio, but that's all he was. As you can see, that's all he was. Yeah, man. And I know Tio would beat him 9 times out of 10. He definitely would beat George Camboza. But I like the way Rolly looked. Like I've been telling y'all, I like how he looks and but I'm telling you, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, that was Tio 10 years ago. The skills that Rolly got right now, man, that was Tio a long time ago, guys. He's not catching up with Tio in skills. Now, boxing's tricky, right? Because that forward aggression is crazy. And the one crazy thing in boxing, as we can all see, right? You can box great the entire fight. That 12th round, I'll tell you who you are and what you're made of. You saw Camille Mo, I mean, sorry, Dula Mason. He was fighting the other night in Cleveland against Albert Bell, right? And the announcer was trying to get it out. He was saying, in the 12th round, I don't care how tired you are, but sometimes you get an extra penny, boom. And right, he was trying to get it out because that he knows fighting. The guy that was talking, he knows that in the 12th round, in the last round, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna give it your all. Just ask David Morrell. Ask David Morrell what happened to him in the final round. Ex Bell, Nick Ball. Ask Nick Ball what happened to him in the 12th round against Brandon Figueroa. Same shit Brandon Figueroa did. Dula Mason did. Same thing that Zach whatever dude did against fucking David Morrell in the final round. And if you can't ward off that kind of aggression, that kind of intensity, that kind of desperation, if you can't fight that off, then you can get caught. You give me that Rolly. He ain't tired. He's still got some fight in him, and he's there with Tio. That's Tio got to survive that. He's got to survive that. Tio's smart. He can get lured into a gunfight. If you hit him good, he'll tate quieto. You see Arnold Barboza hit Tio with a shot, split his eye. He hit him with a tate quieto. Tio took the punch well, though. He can take a punch. He hit him, boom. Tio went, he went, oh. And Tio stood out here a little bit. He started boxing again, didn't he? 'Cause he was getting loose. He getting loose. He was trying to come in. And then Arnold Barboza said, oh. And Tio was like, oh, right? So that's what I mean. Yeah, there is a version that Rolly can catch him. Yeah, yeah, there is. This is boxing, bro, and anything can happen in boxing. One thing you can't take out, Rolly does have power. He hits like a mule out here. Rolly has power. Um, he's not the fastest puncher, but you gotta put into some accounts here, right? Tio is the one moving up in weight. And of lately, every time I said, this guy's moving up in weight, I don't know if he's been fucking kicking the dude's ass, right? Right? Nunca más better be the starch Zuldo. That means starched them. And I was like, man, 25 pounds, bro. 5 weight division jump. Bro, when you see shit like that, and you're like, 4 pound, 5 pound jump, 7 pound jump. But from 140 to 147 is 7 pounds. I gotta admit that. It's not like 122 to 126. That's 4 pounds. You see what I'm saying? From 135 to 130, that's 5 pounds. But the weight jump changes from 140 to 147. You see? From 160 to 168. There's no 165 division. There's no 145 division. So these weight jumps are a bit more trickier than the 4 pound weight jump. Naoya Inoue would have to jump up 4 pounds. Um, Bam Bam Rodriguez only jumped up 3 pounds. From 115 to 118 was only 3 pounds, and he struggled. Then you want him go to from 118 to 122, which is 4 more pounds. He only jumped up 3 pounds, which is the smallest weight jump in those divisions in all of boxing. 115 to 118, 3 pounds. David the Monster Benavidez went from 175 to 200, 25 pounds, plus the weight that Duldo replenished when he came into the fight after he made weight. 25 pounds plus the weight that he adds. David the Monster Benavidez did that kind of jump. And Bam Bam Rodriguez looked like that over 3 pounds. Every boxing situation and every fighter is not the same, people. David the Monster Benavidez has the structure, the height. He was naturally a heavy guy. He's been cutting weight. Had it not been for boxing, David the Monster Benavidez is a fat boy. The only reason why David the Monster Benavidez hasn't gotten fat in his life at this point because of boxing. Without boxing, he's a fat boy. So when he made that weight jump, we all know we've seen pictures when he was a kid. David the Monster Benavidez as an amateur, he was like this. He was a kid. He was over 200 pounds. He was like 15 years old. He was over 200 pounds at 15. So when he makes this kind of weight jump, his body backed him. He had the body mass and the height. It helped him make the transition. You're talking about Bam Bam Rodriguez that's all of 5 foot what? 4? 5'4", 5'5", 5'6"? Max. He's probably shorter than that. He's probably 4'5'4" in real life. You're talking about a guy that 3 pounds on that 5'5", 5'4" frame was a lot. And then you want him to jump up another weight division to fight arguably the best fighter on the planet, Naoya Inoue. I don't see it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't. I try to call the fights as fair as I can. I really don't care. I like Naoya Inoue and I like Bam, but I'm just gonna call it fair, right down the middle. And if this was Naoya Inoue on the other, and the tables were turned, and Jesse Bam Rodriguez was this dominant champion with all 4 belts, and this Japanese dude was coming up, I would be saying the same shit about the Japanese dude. It doesn't matter whose side is what. I'm telling you exactly what boxing has taught me. This is what I've learned from boxing in the past 30 years that I've been watching, covering, fighting myself in gyms, at places. In the last past 30 years that I've been in some way or some form a part of boxing, everything I've learned all the way up until this point, I just can't ignore. What boxing has taught you, Edwin. This is not supposed to be easy. And the situation that he's in, dude, you're it's not like Terrence and Saul. When Terrence Crawford was going up to fight Saul, although Saul was all of 35 years old when you fought him, 35, 36, when Terrence Crawford fought Canelo, he had 60 something fights. The boxing miles his body has, he was a fighter that was in his 40s. Canelo, we knew he looked old in the William Skull fight. We knew it. We just didn't want the Latins don't want to let their fighters go. That's all that was. The Latin dudes, we don't want to let our heroes go. And we're gonna give them excuses and passes, but we know what we saw. He looked old and slow against William Skull. And if William Skull did a little bit more in that fight, he beats Canelo. Let's just tell the truth. Then he goes into the fight with Terrence Crawford. Although I did see a better improved Canelo, he still was slow now. Still, he's not as fast as he used to once was. Now, is he? No. Is Canelo past his prime? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That when Terrence fought him, he fought Canelo. Although he was our last Latin mega star, we was trying to rock with Canelo here, the Latin dudes, and me being American, I'm with Terrence, and fucking they fought. Good win, Terrence. Great win, but you didn't beat the best version of Saul. But I can't say that Saul fought the best version of Terrence Crawford. No, I can't say that neither. I can't say that neither because Terrence was a shell of himself too. He wasn't a shell of himself. I'm not going to go that far. Terrence still looked good. He just wasn't. You got to admit that Terrence Crawford, although Terrence was really smart in this fight, it looked like it wasn't the old Terrence. But what you got on that night against Saul Canelo Alvarez is 20 years of Terrence Crawford's life of boxing came all together in one night. It wasn't supposed to look flashy. It was supposed to get straight to the point and do damage. There was no more young Terrence burning extra energy, doing extra movement, unnecessary shit. That version of Terrence Crawford was a master by that point. He was a master. I got to admit that. Yeah. And whatever flashiness you didn't see out of Terrence Crawford, he made up for it in the when and the where and his experience. He knew how to counter Saul. He knew just how much he had to bend out of the way. All that is boxing experience. All the fights he had, and I mean it, every amateur fight, every professional fight he ever had in his life got him to that point against Saul. Although both of them were up there in age, it's not like Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Naoya Inoue. See, Naoya Inoue is not out of his prime. And you know those Japanese dudes, the Asian people, they age pretty slow, don't they? Real talk, right? I be seeing dudes, they like 70 years old. They be looking mad young. I guess all that rice is, yeah, I'm gonna go out there and start eating them vegetables and shit. Because them dudes be looking young as hell. And they're real athletic. Late they are. Yeah, I be seeing them doing like acrobats and shit. And them dudes is always like, so he's not nowhere near out of his prime. I don't feel that. I didn't see him lose a step against Junto. Naoya Inoue in his last fight. He looked sharp. He looked like a fucking like a mongoose, bro. Yeah, yo. So he's not out of his prime. So it's a different fight than Terrence Crawford fighting Saul. For Bam. See, if it was like that, where that Naoya Inoue was like 35, 36, and he was up there, and then Jesse Bam Rodriguez was moving up in weight. Now I can fuck with it because you got a good chance to beat Naoya. He's getting up there in age then, right? Like 35, 36, right? You would imagine so. So, because that's what age Saul was. So I'm just saying Naoya Inoue would have to be that age then, right? Then, then see it's a different fight. But Naoya is still on his fucking A game. He's still on his A game, and you're you're an A plus fighter, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Yes, you are. I'm not gonna even fucking lie. You are an A plus fighter. But moving this way, you you're not looking like an A plus fighter. You you have the remnants of it. I see the skills. I see the intensity. I see the angles. You're just your reflexes look like they took a hit. Like that, the reflex to get out of the way of a punch. It looks like when you moved up just those 3 pounds, your reflexes is what took a hit, not your power, not your speed, your reflexes. You're gonna have to have cat like reflexes to fight Naoya Inoue, bro. You gotta be equal at least. And I'm not liking it. I'm not liking the fight yet. Not just I'm not sure if my way would ever happen. I don't think there's enough time. Guess he's gonna have to make a jump, a big jump, but he'll be in better position at least. Give him a fight at 122, at least one, at least one. Give him a fight at 122, then fight Naoya Inoue. That's the jump. Unfortunately, it's, in my eyes, it's still not going to be fair. But at least you give Jesse that much more of an opportunity to be prepared at that division. See how those guys are cracking up there. See if your power also goes up there. Then take the fight. You don't want Naoya Inoue to leave, and retire or move up to 126 and shit gets worse. So, I can live with a loss on my record if I was Jesse Bam Rodriguez. For the opportunity to give it a shot, to try to beat him, the money, everything else, it's worth the shot. It's worth the stretch. Take the score down. Try to take the score down. But just be a bit more equipped for the score. You know? Naoya took his time. He didn't fight um he didn't fight Ringen down back then. Ringo. He could make 118 easy. Well, if you don't know the backstory to that right there, he was offered to fight Naoya Inoue several times. Naoya Inoue offered to fight him. The problem is his promoter didn't think that Naoya Inoue had a big enough name at the time. At the time, Naoya Inoue only had 7 professional fights. Remember that. Then he told Naoya Inoue to go and fight in that card, and he fought, right? Okay, let's pull it up right here. Check this out. Here, I'm going to show you. We'll walk through the history together with facts. It's, I could just say anything, but I'd rather show you, right? You would rather see it, right? I would imagine so. So let's go down here. Let's click here. Let's replace this. Get that up. Let's get this box red going. Bing, 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 bong. There's Naoya Inoue. Okay. Now let's go back down to memory lane. Naoya Inoue has 33 fights, 27 big ways by knockout. He's 33 years old. He's 5'5". He has an 81% knockout ratio. He just fought his last fight against Junto, where he went a 12-round unanimous decision. It was an amazing fight. But on to my man right here's question when he's saying that allegedly Naoya Inoue avoided or ducked this guy, which is absolutely bullshit. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you exactly why. All right. Check this out. Right. Okay, wait a minute. One, two, three, four, five, six. This is when he won his world title, the 7th fight. This right here is where he was gonna fight homeboy. They said no. But this fight, my man, is where it tells the story. Check it out. We're going about to the bout. Okay, hold on. No, not to the bout. Not to the bout. Wait, wait, wait. No, that was Omar Narvaez. Hold on. hold on. So he had more than so he had the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 fights. And you go to the event right here, the event, and who is hosting the event. All right. So Juan Francisco Estrada right here was fighting on the card. And he fought against him right here. And then these two guys main the event. Is this the card or is this not the card? I don't think this is the card. Hold up. I might be right. I might be right, but I got the wrong name, the no wrong guy in my head. Let me back up a second. Hold up. Who the fuck is this guy? Okay. All right. Look. Okay. Hold on. Where was the card? I just gotta find the card. Okay. I know it was around here somewhere. Was it this card? I think it was this guy right here. Where the fuck was that card at? Hold up. It's one of these. I just can't figure out exactly who it was. Was it this dude? It might be on this one. The event. Nah, he headlined this fight. I can't find exact. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong division. Hold up. All right, what happened? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so this he already had made his jump to 115. Nope. It was this fight. This was the fight. It was in one of these fights right here. It had to be this one right here, man. Yeah. Well, that's him right there. That's one of the guys that they wanted him to fight, right? I was gonna come back and talk about him right here, right? But Naoya Inoue also had another fight that I can remember. I thought he was on the card of another fight I wanted to bring up too. Well, he wanted to fight him. Naoya Inoue wanted to fight him, but he didn't fight Naoya Inoue. He went on, right? What happened with him after Naoya Inoue fight? Well, what happened was he fought that dude and then he lost to him. He lost to him twice right here, right? But that's not the fight I'm talking about. Wait. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, hold on. What was his record? No. He fought Estrada, Juan Francisco Estrada. Man, he lost to him twice like that. Man, a lot of this shit is coming back to me now. Mm-mm-mm. That's not a bad fucking record, bro. 53 fights, 42 knockouts, 4 losses, and you only got knocked out 1 time. That's not a bad fucking record, bro. It's not a bad record, right? That's a lot of fucking fights right there, dude. He got some good names too. That's a good record right there. That's a fucking pretty decent record if you ask me. And then Naoya Inoue, I can't find the card. It's got to be in one of these weights. I forget what happened, but the moral what I'm looking for is he offered all these guys to fight. They just didn't want to fight him. Then the jump, I remember that what happened here when he won the belt from Adrian Hernandez right here. He won the belt. He only had like 6 fights. I think he was offered the fight here, and I could have swore they fought on the same card. Or maybe it wasn't the same card. Maybe I'm thinking it was the same day on 2 different cards. That fucks me up sometimes when it happens in boxing. So I remember like they fought on the same day, but it might not have been on the same card. Yeah, I think that's what happened. That's why I remember it like that. And then what happened here was once Naoya Inoue hit here, this 107, he went up to 115. That's when all the problems started. That's when all the problems started right there. Once he hit 115 and he started moving up, he started fighting all these guys. I could have sworn Ricardo Rodriguez. Was it this one? No, he headlined. It wasn't a card. He was already headlining by this event. I gotta go back down and look at the rest of his fights. But by this point, see what okay, check this out. This is what I'm saying about Jesse Bam Rodriguez. That this is why I don't think he's moving too fast. Look at the way Naoya Inoue did it. Check it out. He starts his career at 108, right? It was 108. He starts his career. This is his weight. This is his opponent's weight. And this is Naoya Inoue's weight over here, right? So, right, yeah. So he starts his career at 108 and he fights at 108. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He fought 7 times at 108. From 108, he jumps up, he jumps up 2 weight divisions. He goes up from 108 and he fights at 115. For some reason, he couldn't get a fight at 150. He couldn't get a fight at uh 112. He couldn't get a fight. No, none of the champions wanted to fight him right away. They wanted him to prove himself. I remember that. I forgot what the boxing promoter's name was that said, Fid, you only got 7 fights. At this point, he only fought 7 times. So he had to jump up to 115. So he jumps up to 115 and he challenges Omar Narvaez, right? He fights Omar Narvaez. This is where the legend of Naoya Inoue starts. Follow me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times at 115. From 115, follow me. 118. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times at 118. From 118, he fought at 122. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times at 122. Do you see how he did it? He didn't fight one time in a division and fucking run up to the next division. When you're asking Jesse Bam Rodriguez to do this shit, you're asking him to do what? This is what you're asking Jesse Bam Rodriguez to do. Look, watch. It's not fair. But this is how you might have to get it, guys. Unfortunately. Jesse Bam Rodriguez had 24 fights, 17 big ways by knockout. He's undefeated. He's only 26 years old. He has a 70% knockout ratio. Naoya Inoue has an 81% knockout ratio. Um, Bam Bam Rodriguez is a southpaw fighter. Naoya Inoue is an orthodox fighter. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, American fighter. He just fought Antonio Vargas right here, as you can see on the screen. But this is what's going on. Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Wow. He's been a little all over the place, huh? He started at 105. 105, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? He had one fight in 105. The next fight, he fought himself, but the other guy was 108, right? Or he was 108, and the other guy was 105. Is this how it's reading it? BoxRec switched it up this way. Then he fought at 120, 126, 130. Huh? Huh? Hmm. I know the dude was a 1-1 record. It wasn't like a real, but he did make the weight. He fought all the way up there. Okay, I'm not gonna say fucking I Hoya here, right? Was a superior fighter with a 1-1 record. Okay, okay, maybe we can't count that. 115, 107, 108, 115, back up to 115. Playing around between 115, 112. This is when he got serious with the division. He stood there, right? Stood at the 110 right here, which is really like the 108. Then he moved up to 115. Let's just count from right here. From Carlos here. From Carlos. One fight. Count them. One, two, three, three. And then you go back. Do we give him this one? 111 and a half for 114, 115? Do we give him the because the other guy was 112. So technically, I mean, do we give him that? Yeah, we can give him that for 115, right? Well, no, because and then he goes back down. He fights Sonny Edwards. Jesus Christ. Okay, we're back at 115. That's what's that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1. No, so that's 7 and 1. He has one fight at 118. He's not beating this Japanese dude. I'm sorry. He doesn't have enough. You're not when I say you're not further along, that's why Naoya Inoue is too far ahead of this dude. He really is. He really is. It's just Jesse Bam Rodriguez played with a few weights there, as you can see, but the only weight he really conquered was 115. That he stood in that division and he fought 7, 8 times. We can give him that other one. I'll give him 8. He fought like 8 times. So, that in itself was okay. But you don't got the stretches Naoya Inoue got. Naoya Inoue fought the division. He didn't fight one guy. He fought the division. Meaning in the division, you're gonna come across tall fighters, short fighters, fast fighters, strong fighters, fat fighters. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come across speed demons. You're slow guys. You crafty guys, slick fighters. That's what Naoya Inoue did. With each phase and each fight in each division, he went through the division. You want Jesse Bam Rodriguez to fight one guy, alleged Antonio Vargas. And that's all you needed to see for him to fight Naoya Inoue. And you think he still has a chance in the fight. Who has Jesse Bam Rodriguez fought on the level of Junto? How about Stephen Kubo Fulton? How about MJ? How about Marlon Tapales? Who has Jesse Bam Rodriguez fought? Estrada? Who do you got that Jesse Bam Rodriguez didn't fight while the guy was older, past his prime, and Jesse came in and beat him? I know the guy once upon a time was a great fighter. But Jesse Bam Rodriguez didn't beat him in his prime. No, he didn't. What's Jesse's Sonny Edwards? What's Jesse's best win? I think Sonny Edwards, Jesse was just too big for Sonny Edwards. Sonny Edwards was actually in a division he shouldn't have been in. He was maxed out. I like Sonny Edwards. He's a hell of a fighter. I always like Sonny Edwards, man. That little dude, man. Jesse beat the fighter right out of him. He was never the same after that. Once a fighter loses just one time, sometimes it be that way. You- He's just like, he just thought, he really believed he was the best fighter in the world. And once he lost, you really knocked the wind out of his sail. That's the true definition of that. Jesse Bam Rodriguez knocked the wind right out of Sonny Edwards' sails. Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, he did. Yeah. But I'm just asking you a boxing questions right now. Who has Jesse Bam Rodriguez beaten that was in their prime, a worthy adversary? Round one realized the two not matching up. Resumes is not right matching up. I would have liked to see him fight Naoya Inoue, right? There's a lot of fighters I would have liked to see Naoya Inoue. As you guys saw when I pulled it up, he was on the list. But I was also looking for other fighters in other situations because I had other questions by other guys that asked me other things. And then I started jumping on and I got veered off a little bit from what you asked me. But because I had another question in my head from another guy, I just want you to know that that's kind of what it just in case you're like, no one got me lost there. I was thinking of too many comments and trying to answer and please too many people at one time. That's kind of what I just did. But, thinking about it, yeah, I would have liked to see Naoya Inoue fight that guy. Of course. Of course. And we all wanted to see that fight. Another fighter we wanted to see Naoya Inoue fight, am I right? Was John Casamero. John Casamero was another one that we wanted to see. But like I said, John Casamero didn't fight Naoya Inoue because of John Casamero. If there's anybody he needs to be mad at, it's himself. You literally let Naoya Inoue walk out through all your shenanigans, John Casamero. You're the one that got stripped. You're the one that got the year suspension. You, not Naoya. He wasn't going to do a fucking Ryan Garcia, Naoya Inoue, like Devin did. Ryan Garcia got the suspension, got locked up, And Devin Haney was like his boo, his girlfriend, writing him letters. Dear Ryan, I hope you're doing good on your suspension. I'm out here being faithful. I'm not going to fight anyone until you get out. He basically put his career on hold for your suspension. That's not Naoya Inoue. But the Naoya Inoue train kept going. Then these other guys, they were asking for a lot of money. You got to admit, for fighting that kid at the time, they were pricing themselves out. And at the time, I didn't want to say that because, yes, I knew of Naoya Inoue back then. Like I said, I've been watching him for over 10 years. I've been watching Naoya Inoue when he fought on HBO. Remember, Naoya Inoue fought on HBO. How long ago was that? So, um, uh, with that Nieves fight, that was on HBO. Oh, check it out. That was on HBO. The Nieves fight with Naoya Inoue. Yeah, it was. So, uh, a lot of these guys, they were pricing themselves out. They were doing dumb shit. Naoya Inoue is on record for being one of the only fighters that actually, not just once, but he's done this. I'm not sure how many fights exactly, but he's taken money away from his purse and gave it to the other fighter so that they could fight him because they asked for more money. And Naoya Inoue was like, I don't care about the money like that. What I need is for you to fight me. One of the one of the biggest I'm gonna say it's a rumor. I'm gonna call it a rumor because although I read it, actually I didn't read it. Actually, what I'm about to say, I did. This is not the article I read. I'm thinking in my head. Here I go, thinking fast again. From what I'm told, and from what I watched on a video, because I actually watched this part on a video. Naoya Inoue's dad controls all his money, Shingo, and his brother's money. What he does is, in order to treat them both fair, he gives them both like cash allowances, and it's the same dollar amount. Naoya's check is Inoue's check, from what I'm being told, is not bigger than Takuma's check. That way, and they know Naoya Inoue got the majority of the money. The majority of all the money is Naoya Inoue's money. Takuma makes money, but not even close to his brother's money. But Naoya Inoue, from what I'm being told, Naoya Inoue doesn't care. He knows it's his money, but he allows his dad to give him this much and his brother this much. And I guess they live the same way. Takuma and Naoya Inoue's house is not that far different. So he doesn't let Naoya Inoue touch his money, the real money, because he doesn't want it to distract him so that he doesn't go off buying a bunch of cars, big mansions, and shit like that. He's like, when you retire, Naoya Inoue, your money's going to be right there. You know, I could already see that Shingo's a good dad. I don't think he's going to do one of those dad kind of kids and invest his sons. That would really shock me. I think he would be like me, like me. Like if my son gave me something every time my son was like, Dad, can you hold this? Because she's tripping and I don't want her to get the Nike box. Every time he came to the house, every dollar in that Nike box was in there because that's not my money. That's my son's money. Whatever you want me to do it, I'll do with it, son, but I'll hold it here for you. What a father should do for his son. You shouldn't cross your own son. That's not good karma, bro. Don't take from your kids, man. Find a way. You're the man, bro. Find a way to make yours. You know what I'm saying? it's not your kid's fault, right? So fucking from what I'm being told, and I don't know if that story's true. I don't know. I would like to believe it is. I mean, that's what the way they act, don't they? I've never seen Naoya in a way dress above his brother or above his father or have like flashy things. As a matter of fact, to this day, I don't even know what kind of car he drives, even if he has a car. Does anybody know if Naoya Inoue owns a car? I've never seen it at his house. Is they've been living in that house for with his mom, his wife. I think they were saying some shit like homeboy Naoya Inoue actually just like moved out or something. And then other stories I was getting, the three A's. He has like three A's on his trunks. Those are the initials of his kids. I never really knew what that was for a long time, but I never really asked. I always thought it was just like, a promotion, something that you put on your trunks. Boxers put a whole bunch of shit on their trunks. Pizzeria Uno or, this and that. And whoever pays as a sponsor gets to put their name on your trunks. I just thought that was a sponsorship. I never actually questioned it for a long time until like I think it was the World Series of Boxing when he fought with um what's his name there? Emmanuel Rodriguez. When he fought Emmanuel Rodriguez, I think they said it in the match. And for that one brief moment, I was hearing it because I always turn off the volume so that I could watch and call my own fight. I think that day that one of the guys said, "Yeah, those are the initials of his kids," and I caught it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's what that is." I'm not an expert on Japanese symbols or their cultures or shit, man. Sometimes I fuck up shit saying things, and I never mean to disrespect the country or anything. So if I ever say anything, let me know. I'm approachable. I can take criticism, and also I want to learn what to say and what not to say. You know what I mean? Because it's good. One day, if I go to Japan, I'm not sure if the same things they do in China they can do in Japan. How does that work? Can you do the same techniques in Vietnam that you do in just because they Asian doesn't mean that all their cultures are the same. I don't want to go over there and start bowing. I bow too much, and motherfucker will be like, "Face it off." Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's mad disrespect. Like, it's crazy. So, I just when I talk about any fight by European, it doesn't matter. If I ever say anything and you think it was out of line or I might have said something like, I don't know. Shit, just the other day I got shocked. I think I'm saying all this because of what happened the other day. Jelly bean is not a we can't say that no more. You can't say to a man, "What up, Jelly Bean?" You can't say that. I said that the other day, and some dude was like, "Yo, you can't." I was like, "Bro, remember the fucking movie Blood In, Blood Out?" When the dude was like, "What up, Jelly Bean?" I got it from the movie. I was like, "We can't say that." And he's like, "Nah." I'm like, "Yo, don't." I didn't even stop to ask him what it meant. I really, I should have, 'cause I want to learn this shit, right? But I was in one of those moods, like I didn't want to be fucked with. I guess I get in those moods and shit, and when you say dumb shit to me, I get irritated fast sometimes. I think when he says some shit like I was just like, man, shut the fuck up, right? And I think I just kept it moving. I think because I don't know why I would have never asked him. The only time I'm like fucking jittery, like is when I'm here on the mic and I could be round one. He's my ultra ego. I get to smile. I get to like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be in the world and shit. You might run into me and I'm not as friendly or something, or maybe I got a hair across my ass. I don't know. But I remember saying that shit. He was like, "You can't say that." I was like, but I remember also I didn't even ask him, man. I must have been one of my moods. Some Karen told me I couldn't say something. I probably looked at her and was like, "Man, shut the fuck up." Right? I probably did that. I probably did. But yeah, no, and just the moral. What I'm saying is, I don't ever want to disrespect anybody's culture because I don't want them disrespecting mine. And if this is the right pronunciation, or you can't, we're not saying this anymore. Shit, we just couldn't. I just found out we was calling them little people. I think that's more offensive. I don't know, man. We went from the M word and little because they told me I can't say the M word. I'm like, where's this world? Where are we going with this? These labels and Jesus, I get nervous on YouTube when I'm making videos because YouTube be writing me, telling me, bro, you can't do this. Yo, you guys know I've been copyrighted 9 times this month. 9 times. They already, YouTube and gave me red. Yo, because every time I'll go and I'll pull a fight up and I'll be like, yo, tell me. I pulled up John Jones the other. I got red flagged on that one. I got red flagged on the name. Yo, they be red flagging me. So I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? We're not all from the same place. We're really not, bro. We're really not. And if you're living in hell just like I am, you know. I'm not from where you're at, and you're not from where I'm from, and we just got different ways. I noticed that East Coast brothers and West Coast brothers are completely different. They day and night. And I mean everybody, black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, everybody from the East Coast is not like the West Coast dudes. We are not like them at all. Like almost nothing. Not even our styles match. Maybe our skin color, our language. That's about it. We do not view eye to eye on what them surfer dudes, Crip blood dudes, them do khaki wearing pants dudes with the chuckers, with the Chuck Taylors. I don't know them dudes. I, 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 nah, I just that's not that's not my culture. That's not my style. That I don't talk like that. I don't claim to be that. I don't when they be saying some shit out their mouths that I be hearing and I'll be saying to myself, what the hell did he just say? It don't make no sense. Now, East Coast dudes, where I'm from, tell you the truth, to tell you the truth, in the East Coast, New York, Boston, fucking PA, all New Jersey, the white boys say the N word out here all day. And in social media, they try to act like white people don't say the N word. Nowhere in the world. And I'm telling you, that's bullshit. 80% of all white people in New York City say the N word. Out in the street, in public, there's no problem with it. No one says anything. In Boston, the white boys say the N word all day, twice on Sunday. Bro, there's white dudes in the neighborhood all tatted up, gold teeth, sitting there in Boston with black dudes saying it. They can't say they're not. I live here all day. East Coast dudes are different than West Coast. And West Coast expects the East Coast dudes to bow down to the way they talk. And they're not going to bow down. We from the East Coast. This is how we talk. Y'all from the West Coast. That's how y'all talk. We're not the same. And I see that you can go, I could go from New York on the block like Fat Joe all day. N word this, N word that. I'm Puerto Rican. I can say it. I leave here, go to the West, say it one time. You got more than 10 people telling me I can't say it. What are you talking about? What you mean? Since I've been a child, since 7, since NWA came out, and all of a sudden I go somewhere else, that's what I mean. You gotta be respectful. And I'm trying as an adult, older, to value everybody's culture and saying. I realize I grew up saying it, but while I'm on round one, I try not to. Not because I need anybody's permission. I don't need nobody's permission to do shit, right? But it's a level of respect and also getting viewers and people to, as me, I have a responsibility, I feel, to embrace all cultures because I talk about all countries' fighters. And I think this conversation was just on the line of like, if I ever say anything, to the point where it's like, you can't say that, Edwin, please help me. Don't shun me. Don't be mad that I said it. Help me. Yo, E, yo, we're not saying that no more. You feel me? Because I don't know, and I'm not out there on the streets like I once was every day, in the mix of everything. Nah, I try to stay away from that life. You feel me? So it's like, you know, um, I heard a man once say that we should listen to the older people should listen to young people because we would learn. It would keep us sharper in our older age with what's going on. And young people should pay attention to older people because it would make them a sharper young person amongst young persons. And what it means was that if we all learn from each other, we can all grow. You understand? So that's what I just mean by that. I never ever mean to disrespect anyone or say something that you might, because where I'm from, that's tolerated. Where I'm from, I can say this and, nobody's offended. In Boston, in New York, there was a very long time, and still now, you can't use the B word to another man. Those are fighting words. If you call me the B word, right, we're going to fight in Boston. You go to Florida, you call me the B word, they keep laughing playing basketball. It doesn't mean the same thing. Then the guy in Florida, he turned around and said, the other guy, use a a FN, fuck N, right? And I started laughing because that don't even make sense. Or you gonna swear like that? Like the two words you put together until they explained it to me. Then I was like, oh, that's bad. But and then when I heard it the first time, I was like, FN? Are you supposed to get mad because of that? Bro, dudes went to their trunks of their cars. Trunks started popping open. And when I started seeing everybody run, I knew, wait a minute, that shit right there, that was the wrong thing to say. Someone get laid down, right? So you realize shit that in certain cities, in certain cultures, in certain things, like Dominican dude. they be calling each other bichitos. Hey, bicho, fuck out of here with that shit, bro. Not calling me that, bro. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week, not never. No, They- no, you're not calling me a dick. But that's their culture. Bro, some of them call themselves cabron all day. Hey, cabron, how you doing, cabron? Bro, you know what cabron is, right? When dude's fucking your bitch and you know it, and you're still with her, you're the cabron. That's what a cabron is. And hey, cabron. Jesus Christ. But that's what I'm saying. I can't get mad at everything. I got to learn. I have to learn. I have to learn cultures, ways, sayings, phrase. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it that one of the funniest things a dude told me one time? A cigarette. They call it a fag. What's what country is that? Hey, you got a fag? You got a fag? Let me get a fag. Can I bum a fag off you? That's a cigarette. That sounds weird to me, doesn't it? For you? I mean, no, I don't want to call a cigarette a fag. That's no. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that to them. You understand? So I just want you to know this because I've been getting some fucking a couple letters here and there about some things, and I think things get lost in translation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say nothing wrong to nobody, nothing. I'm just trying to talk boxing. But y'all should see the letters I'm getting, man. And maybe I said something about some because they don't explain exactly. I gotta guess it. They just tell you the situation or they just word it out in detail. They don't say exactly what I said. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure it out. Like maybe I said something about something, and I guess that maybe in some country they'll think it's that. Like the cigarette thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what I said, but I'm trying to figure it out. And just in case, man, I say something and maybe that word I said it doesn't or I did, I definitely not that type of person. Fucking I respect everything, man. Because I just believe that if you respect something, hopefully they respect you back. And if they're not gonna respect you, at least they leave you alone. You know? We all value our space and we're proud for who we are. I hope you are too. And I would never want to have somebody take that away from you. Your pride and who you cheer for and who in competition. I love it. I love it. I respect all of you because I respect my rival. I understand without you guys, there is no me. There is no me. And I leave you with this. Be proud who you guys are, what country you're from. Don't never let anybody shame you. Your country, your flag is something you can't take off. If you're an American, you're an American. If you're an American that was born here but of a Latin or Asian or any race, doesn't matter. I'm still Puerto Rican. Still Puerto Rican. It's what you are in your blood. And I will never, ever let anybody shame me into thinking that my act of pride will be considered racist. They just want to quiet you down. They never want you speaking your language. Teach your kids your language. One, make sure they never forget it and allow your culture and your ways, may your heritage, everything, may it all prosper for every one of us. for every one of us. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in here at Round One Sports TV. I hope you guys have had a blast. I hope that I was able to, provide you guys with something to watch and hear, and maybe you got a laugh out of it. Maybe it's a good show. And if you like the vibes here at Round One Sports Talk, do me a favor, reach down, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, become a Round One Sports Talk member. Help me in my journey as I go through the world of boxing, trying to meet and cover these fighters I've always admired. And I too wanted to be a fighter at one time. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in. I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports. Yo, don't listen. Yo, Round One. What is holding up boxing? Listen, no, that's your boy Shakur Stevenson. No Nose Boxing. Don't talk to me about my boys and my because you got a 1 week suspension from your Latin Puerto Rican card. I had to take your Puerto Rican card on the boxing. But was it the boxing voice or was it here? Oh no, it was on Two Tones channel. I had to take your Puerto Rican card because you went got crazy and said some ridiculous shit. Like the Puerto Ricans were gonna stamp Teofimo Lopez. You know better than that. You need to call a meeting amongst the Puerto Ricans, and we needed to take a vote. You went out there, jumped off the cliff by yourself with your Tito cape on, Captain Saberho, and you try to feed it to the boxing world. And I had to scratch the record on that one. Now I had to take your card. You got 5 days left on your card. Don't say anything crazy. All right? Get your Puerto Rican card back. We're going to have a meeting. I'm going to have to call all in the Puerto Ricans. We're going to have to talk about this one. You know what I'm saying? We're going to, how to, yeah, 5 days suspended stays. That stands. We'll review the case in another 5 days. Low nose boxing. Come back in 5 days. We'll come back every day. On the fifth day, we'll talk about it. Love you. Yo, love you crazy. That you crazy for saying some shit like I had to pull it. I had to take it. Give me that. You will not be getting this back.